Nintendo had a lawsuit against rental companies. And Nintendo hated rental companies because they were like, well, people are going to rent the games and we get no money.
Mm-hmm.
So
we can't have that.
We can't have that. So we're going to make games that are so hard you can't beat them in a rental. So
that's why they
were like that. Nintendo basically prescribed like, hey, if you want to make money, you have to make it so hard you cannot beat it in a rental period.
Wow.
So that's why all the games kind of came out the way they were, just because Nintendo wanted their money. They hated rental. There was a big lawsuit against Blockbuster. It was a lot. Nintendo lost, which was rare for them to lose a lawsuit.
Yo, drunk!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tubby Talk. We're going to do something different because it is our kickoff to summer episode. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite things going on in the summer of 2025. And we all know Steve's ready.
Time for summer, baby.
That was amazing.
I like the shades went up for that. So yeah, like we said, there's a lot of stuff going on. Switch 2 is coming out imminently. It's probably out by the time you've seen this. There's all sorts of little things going on, but we figured we'd just kind of roundtable it.
Yeah, kind of chat.
Catch up, because we basically...
Not chat GPT, just actual chat.
Yeah. We haven't been available for the better part of a month because ice cream season is on us.
They don't know that.
They do know that because our episodes haven't come out for a month.
They've spaced them out well.
We did. We actually did plan for it. But yeah, I mean, so for you guys, ice cream season is here.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys know, this show is brought to you by the Tubby Robot Ice Cream Factory.
Hey!
Which these two fine gentlemen bring us such delicious treats every day, but especially during the summertime.
Yeah, and we have a lot of... it's kind of a fun time of year, not only because it's summer and everyone wants ice cream, but that the fruits come in, and we're really excited. I know every year we do a blueberry cheesecake, and the blueberry cheesecake...
I can't wait till it's blueberry cheesecake season.
We're in June now, so like I think the next time I'm there, I'm going to get some blueberry. We're going to make this happen.
Sorry, bye-bye lavender, honey.
Goodbye lavender, honey. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Ice cream is a great favorite thing of the summer. You guys mentioned a hit flavor, but tell me a little bit about the Tubby Robot Ice Cream Factory ice cream. Because it's not like a Mr. Softy. It's its own thing, and it's created by you two gentlemen, right?
That's right.
That's what the part of the factory in the name comes from. We don't chop it together like Cold Stone Creamery. We don't know what this rolled ice cream fad is people keep bringing up, so we don't do that.
It's a fad. It's like a decade old. I don't know if it's a fad anymore. But yeah. So the ice cream we make, it's called Philadelphia style.
Okay.
It's invented by Ben Franklin.
Yes. But there's two primary types.
Popularized by Ben Franklin.
Two primary types of hard ice cream: custard-based and Philadelphia style.
Custard-based is French style.
Yeah, and the main difference is that one has egg yolks in the base and one doesn't, and Philadelphia style does not. So it's a little bit of a simpler mix. It gets more of the dairy, less of that heavy kind of egginess.
Mm-hmm.
But we also do it just because, it's called Philadelphia style. We're in Philadelphia. We're just doubling down on that.
Yeah. It's also easier, which goes a long way.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And I know we were deciding on our recipes. And one of the things that made me really want to do Philadelphia style was my nephew at the time was diagnosed with an allergy, severe egg allergy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, if I want him to be able to eat our ice cream, it can't have eggs in it. All right, Philadelphia style, that's kind of the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get our milk and cream from a local dairy about an hour outside of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I drive there personally every Friday.
He's the milkman, and he delivers.
Yes.
Like John Stockton. Wait, no, Malone was the mailman. Stockton was not the milkman, right? That was any basketball players.
Mailman.
Yeah. But what's crazy...
It's kind of the milkman, but I mean, for another reason.
So I've owned one car my entire life. Got it in 2012.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a Honda Fit, little blue Honda Fit hatchback. Mm-hmm. Every scoop of ice cream that's ever been sold in Tubby Robot has come through that little car.
That's beautiful.
Which is, at this point, hundreds of thousands of scoops.
Yeah. It's a conservatively.
Yeah.
Conservatively.
Thousands of gallons come through this tiny, and people look at the car like, what are you doing? Honda Fit can fit a lot of stuff in it.
It's desirable.
It just becomes the Fit cast.
I was just car shopping.
Tell me more about the Honda Fit.
I was just car
I
shopping.
can't buy it anymore.
His car.
How many USB ports does it have?
0.
This card in this area, if you get a used one, it's 30,000 minimum.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because we spent just under. We spent
25,000.
We spent 19 grand on it when we bought it new.
Yeah, and that was 15 years ago, 16 years.
It was 13 years ago. But
you bought it. Yeah. No.
So I don't think this will be volatile. Do you guys serve hard or soft ice cream?
it's hard ice cream.
Hard hand dipped ice cream.
And the difference between that, soft serve comes directly out of a machine into the cup or the cone. We make it, we harden it, and scoop it. You don't have to scoop soft serve. Soft serve just comes out. And usually soft serve has 2 chambers in it. And usually it's vanilla and chocolate, but some places mix it up. And then you can do a twist. There are some places that do this crazy mixing system where they're like, we have 32 flavors.
Yeah.
And like on the way out, it like barf some like blueberry juice into it.
Juice. That's being charitable.
Yeah. I haven't really ever had it because I was like, I don't know if I trust that.
It's blueberry syrup.
Well, I would also assume, that's what I was going to say, is like, did you guys choose to make hard ice cream so that you could have it be fully controlled flavors and actual real stuff?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. It's also just
goo. Mystery goo.
It's what we like better.
delicious.
It's kind of like, well, this is the ice cream we want to eat.
Yeah.
Like,
We grew up eating it. We still eat it now.
because I mean, the main reason that we do Tubby Robot is to make sundaes. And I think if you're making a sundae, hard ice cream works best. Because you add hot sauces to it and it doesn't just like puddleize.
Great point.
immediately. Yeah.
Great point.
I mean, I'll still make a sundae out of soft serve. You go to an old country buffet. Does that exist anymore? I don't even know. But you go to a buffet. You go
Watch
to
a previous episode to find out more.
you go to a buffet, you fill up, you get the soft serve, and you throw crap all over it, and you make yourself a little sundae. It's great. It's a good time. But I'm probably not serving that to another human being for money.
So let's talk about it. Let's bring it to the video game world. What video game characters eat ice cream? And is there ice cream in
Kirby.
multiple? Okay. So you're gonna say?
No, I was. I'm trying to think.
Does Kirby eat ice cream?
Yeah.
Kirby eats everything. He eats the world.
Well, I know,
so
but
that's probably
like,
the world.
it's one of the
is ice cream
food
a
items.
power up?
Yeah.
There's another game where there's definitely a power up that is an ice cream cone. It's weird. Ice cream cone with a cherry on top. It's like a soft serve cone. And I can't remember who the character is.
Is it Adventure Island?
I think I might be thinking of Adventure Island.
He
Master
has a
Higgins?
Master Higgins.
Yeah.
Wow, good pull.
Master of the Seas, Master Higgins.
Yeah.
Who sometimes gets a butterfly, which is oddly enough like the logo of the company.
Is it Hudson?
Treasure.
The treasure, yeah.
Is it Treasure?
No,
or
it's
is it
Hudson.
Hudson. It is Hudson.
Yeah.
I
But
thought
you
it
get that
was a
little
bee, though.
bumblebee and it does
Yeah,
nothing.
bumblebee.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
bubbly.
I always think of Kingdom Hearts. Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
I've seen a bunch of it. I never played one of them.
So they're excellent. You should. But one of the things is sea salt ice cream is a big part of it, of sea salted ice cream, and it's like the thing that
He saw today.
brings your memories back to you, and it's just like it's the thing I love about it is there's a part of that game before the game even starts, and this is Kingdom Hearts 2 actually. But before the game even starts, it does one of those Miyazaki things where it just like takes a break and they just go to the beach and they're just eating sea salted ice cream, just talking about nothing, just being kids. But it's like the whole game is just like, we're going to take a breather here and eat ice cream before we get into it. The main character is not even active yet.
Oh, wow.
And they just do this
Sora.
fun little, yeah. But you're with Roxas and his crew. But yeah, I remember ice cream's in that. What else is ice cream in?
I'm trying to search it up. I
Bubble
can't
Bobble?
find it.
I think there's a
there is-
level.
there is a bubble
I think that's what I'm
bobble,
thinking of. Like it's, I'm seeing this like a cone has a cherry on top and it's has a dark outline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, Bubble Bobble has it. A couple of the old games have like it's ice cream as a drop,
Yeah.
but there's nothing special about it. It's just kind of like, it gets you points or it gives you energy.
Oh, you know what? In Bubble Bobble, there's actually sorbet and also hot fudge sundaes.
Yeah,
Like
I
there's
believe
different
so.
ice creams that show up.
They got a lot of different food in Bubble Bobble.
Did you guys ever play Rainbow Islands?
Yeah, we have that at the shop.
What?
Yeah, we've had that.
I need to go
Oh,
play
yeah, in
that.
fact, maybe I'll do it this week because it's like Pride Month and we kind of throw that one on and it's like,
Yeah, it's rainbows.
because it's all about generating rainbows.
Yeah.
It's actually a fun
I don't
game.
think I remember playing that game.
Can
We've had it up
YouTube
like
this?
5 times.
Yeah, if you can pull it up, Dylan,
Rainbow
I can
Islands.
refresh my memory with some sea salt ice cream to my eyes.
Rainbow
It's
Rainbow
funny.
Island on the box says it's like the unofficial sequel to Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, it's funny.
Or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Right at the top. The story of Bubble Bobble 2. So this
it's
makes
like-
no sense.
It's not Bubble Bobble 2. It's just the story of Bubble
Right.
Bobble 2.
But this is
retelling.
like classic Tato, right?
Oh, I do remember.
But yeah,
this
you
now.
threw little rainbows, but obviously, that looks like Bub and Bob,
But the human
the human versions that you see at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But some of the enemies are the same. But yeah, I remember I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, and you can.
I think you can climb the
Yeah,
rainbows,
you climb,
right?
like you can just walk up it, and this guy's gonna.
But can you taste the rainbow?
You can't taste the rainbow.
Then it ain't Skittles. Is it Skittles or Starburst? Is it Skittles? Taste the rainbow.
Skittles.
Yeah.
They're just
Remember the Skittles commercials? They were awesome.
Those are just the Super Nintendo background sprites that they've recolored. Like all of these are exactly the same. Especially the bridge earlier.
What's interesting, this is the NES version, it looks like, and the arcade version, has more colors, a little more fluid.
Oh. Maybe we could see the arcade
Yeah, those are
version
the same
because I
grips.
didn't know there was an arcade version. I did know that there was like a Taito remaster where they took all their old games, not all of them. Taito made a ton of things, but they just up-resed everything. And I'm a sucker for an up-res. If you watch a previous episode,
Yeah.
Rainbow Project.
Yeah. The only mad
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So this is what we play at Tubby. It's actually really fun. It's a fun gimmick.
So
You're almost overpowered because the rainbow just annihilates everything in its path.
this is funny. I just watched a YouTube video by, I think his name's Mad Hat Gaming, and he was talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Oh,
Like the one on NES, and that there's also a port. I did not realize. No, sorry. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project was ground up, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 is actually a port
Of the
Oh, the
arcade.
original Turtles arcade,
which is
game.
Turtles in Time.
No.
No, it's two separate games.
I don't think so.
No, it is two separate games. For sure.
I thought Turtles in Time on SNES was a better port of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
they are two separate games.
Yeah.
So Turtles the arcade game is an original game in an arcade by Konami. Belt scroller, great, fantastic game. The sequel to that was Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
So in the arcade there are two Turtles games, and it's Turtles the arcade game and Turtles in Time, and they're different.
But they are both 16-bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
arcades
yeah, they
at
use the
that
art
time
style
were
and-
better than the 8-bit Nintendo.
Yeah, they have the
Yes.
same art style and everything. But then the
That's
Nintendo Ninja Turtles 2 was the original Ninja Turtles arcade game ported to 8-bit.
So did arcade
Or redone
games
in 8-bit.
during the NES era mostly look like this so that you could play a better version of the 8-bit of was it 16-bit when arcades and NES were available at the same
What you
time?
mean? Yeah.
Yes, for largely. And
Okay.
that was a time when people were like, oh, you go to the arcade.
Here's
People
an
at
ice
home
cream.
were trying to strive.
Ice cream. We got back to it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
ice cream and they were shaved ice too.
But people were trying to make perfect arcade ports for the home, and it wasn't a thing anyone could do, but you could get close.
That thing's from Bubble Bobble. Oh, he really didn't get the magic thing. Oh man, I'm so ashamed. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right. But yeah, so the ports of arcade games was kind of considered the gold standard. Like the arcade was like where the fanciest graphics were.
Yeah.
The best gameplay, and a lot of the games that got really popular on the NES started as arcade games, and people don't realize that they started like Contra was an arcade game before it was an NES game, but the NES port is what got popular.
Well, that makes sense because it would have cost $1 million to finish Contra if it was in arcade.
Yeah.
You need the Konami code. Did the Konami code work
No.
in arcades?
No, it did not. Although a customer came in the shop when we had Contra up a few weeks ago and swore up and down the Contra code would work if a kid would just move and let him input the code. And I was like, it won't work on the arcade version.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give you free games.
They want quarters.
That's why it's so hard. They want your money.
It's like Noah's Arcade from Wayne's World, if you guys remember that.
But it's funny, a lot of the arcade versions tended to be easier than the NES ports that came afterwards.
A lot of the arcade games used to be easier than the NES ports that
Yeah.
came after them. Really?
Oh, and the NES games were like tough as nails and just pound at you at your face and over again. And I think it's just because, well, the kids, they can just press start and play again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it
Yeah.
again.
And also they're paying $60 for it. You want the parents to see the kid struggling with the game so they feel like they got their money's worth.
Well, and a lot of this also arose out of Nintendo had a lawsuit against rental companies. And Nintendo
Oh, I hadn't
hated
heard about
rental
this.
companies because they were like, well, people are going to rent the games and we get no money.
Mhm.
So
We can't have that.
we can't have that. So we're going to make games that are so hard you can't beat them in a rental. So
That's why they
that's
did
why
it?
they were like
Wow.
that. Nintendo basically prescribed like, hey, if you want to make money, you have to make it so hard you cannot beat it in a rental period.
Wow.
So that's why all the games kind of came out the way they were, just because Nintendo wanted their money. They hated rental. There was a big lawsuit against Blockbuster. It was a lot. Nintendo lost, which was rare for them to lose a lawsuit.
Well, they lost to that kid once over like a baseball game.
No, I don't know about that
I
one.
don't know about that. It was like a baseball game where there was some sort of contest and the kid sued Nintendo and won. You can find out about it on the Gaming Historian.
Nice.
On YouTube.
Well, that's because Nintendo has a lot of history with baseball, particularly. They are part owners of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, they made the SNES baseball game.
Are they
Ken
still?
Griffey baseball, Super Baseball thing?
Yeah, so it was Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball.
It wasn't Super Ken Griffey Jr. baseball?
No, there was a second one.
Oh, okay.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s, what was it, leading off or something. But so they bought, basically they came in and the Mariners were struggling financially. And they were like, hey, like our Nintendo operations are based in Seattle. We'll invest in the team. But at the time, there was a lot of anti kind of international sentiment. And people were like, you're trying to buy our baseball team. And so they got mad, like these Japanese interlopers are trying to take away our team. And they're like, no, we were just trying to give money so they would be solvent. And it kind of went back and forth. So they sold a piece of it. But up until very recently, there was actually a DS cart that you could play at the Mariners Stadium, and it would give you stats in real time on the game.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so people would have their Nintendo DSs at the game, and it would tell you the stats about the game.
Oh, that's
in your
awesome.
hand. This is like pre-smartphone becoming ubiquitous.
Wow.
It's pretty
so
cool.
What, did they make a new cartridge every game?
Well, then they made a new cartridge, and it spoke wirelessly.
Yeah, they beamed it to the
intranet.
But they made a new cartridge every game.
No. One cartridge that they could use over and over
Continuously
again.
bring back to, reuse it.
But how do you update a cartridge?
Because it would talk
wirelessly over the
Wi-Fi.
internet,
It would basically pull the data from their intranet. Yeah, it was cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where it's like, man, if I was in a town like that, I'd just go to every baseball game. It's like,
You might go near the baseball game. You might go and walk by the stadium and you get the signal.
oh, cool.
You know how they build a stadium? They use blueprints.
Nice segue. I see what you did there. Wink.
Yeah, do you know about blueprints?
I have no concept of blueprints.
Great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So
I just build everything with no instructions.
So this
Look
is,
at this.
This is a game called Blueprints. If you could pull it up, Dylan, is Blue BULE, BLUE, Prince PRINCE.
CE, like the royalty.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Prince of Blue.
Yes.
And I promise I'm not drunk. I'm just on allergy medicine, which is arguably worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a puzzle game. It turned out to be a missed ass game, and I was mad because I hate those games. And my friends were talking to me about it, and I was like,
Sorry, I just got that.
Missed
ass
ass game.
I thought you meant like you missed it. No,
Oh, sorry,
it's
no.
a game like Mist.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I have to write down notes, so help me God, I'm going to destroy everybody that recommended this game to me. And I had to write down notes, but I've been loving it so far. The story, it's simple. It's you inherit a mansion from your great uncle who died, and you have to get to the 46th room to inherit it. And there's a 44 room grid. You have to fill out the grid by drafting blueprints for each room. You get a set of 3, and they're relatively randomized. You have to make a path to the end, but then there's puzzles in the way. But yeah, that's the base story. And you find out a bunch of stuff later on about like true heirs of the kingdom and like international coups and people being overthrown and all this weird stuff that happens.
And the hook of the game, as I understand it, is that every day the rooms randomize. They all shift and have different puzzles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like even in universe, like there's letters from people that are like, I couldn't draft a solarium today, so I wasn't able to take care of the plants in there, so they might be dead. Just telling you this because I quit. And but like yeah, so like each room has like up to 4 exits, and it varies depending on what you draw. So you can get blocked early on just by like bad luck. But there's ways around it. Like there's certain rooms you can draft. There's tools you can use to influence the room. And then later on, there's puzzles that are like word-based puzzles. There's date-based puzzles that I found, which are the most annoying ones. But there's just things like blueprints. The name, if you say it, it sounds like blueprints. Plans for building a building. That's one of the many puns that the game is based on. And it's the type of wordplay like that makes it addicting, but also annoying. Because I have to cross-reference my notes, and I hate doing. I don't like doing that in school. I don't want to do it in a game.
So, do you play this with a laptop, or do you use a
I play it on my
notepad?
laptop. So I take screenshots, and I have a notepad file that I filled up with a bunch of gobbledygook. So people playing it on like PlayStation 5, best of luck to you. I don't understand how you, unless you're taking physical shots with your camera, I don't know what you're doing.
You're like, this seems like a pretty PC-centric game.
Yeah. Although the controls are very controller-centric. Like, there's no free look. The cursor's mapped to the point of view of the controller. So probably better to play with controller.
A couple of our friends and my wife, like when it came out, they got obsessed with this game, like played it nonstop over and over and over again. And I haven't tried it yet, but
I would recommend play it to see what it's like. Don't buy a copy for you.
Yeah.
For other people, if you like puzzle games, it's a very good puzzle game. It's what starts as a simple find your way through this house puzzle turns into a figure out the history of this 5,000-year-old kingdom puzzle.
Do you eventually find the 46th room?
Yeah. So
is that a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
So there's like a room that with locked doors. Crux of the early game is figuring out how to unlock those doors. And then when you figure out how to unlock the doors, each run, you start over fresh. Each day, canonically, everything resets. So you have to sleep outside because you haven't inherited it yet. So you sleep outside in the tent. If you sleep inside, the room you're in will go away. Yeah. And you might not be able to draft your way out of the room and get outside.
Crush you and kill you in theory.
How old of a character are you?
You're 16.
Okay.
You're some kind of teenager. And yeah, so like you start in the entrance hall, you go to the top of the map, but you have to draft rooms along the way. There are many runs where I got dead ends as my only choices to draft a room, so I couldn't get to the last room. When I finally figured out how to unlock the door, you still have to unlock the other doors leading into the 46th room. And then when you get into the 46th room, there's puzzles in there to solve that require more gameplay in the base rooms.
And are all the puzzles like algorithmically generated? Like you don't run out, or
as far as I can tell, they're all designed directly into the game.
Oh wow! So do you ever come in the game and you're like, oh, I've done this puzzle, I know it?
So far, no. Like there's
thousands.
Well, there's some that don't reset that are very hard. Like there's a puzzle with paintings.
Yeah,
you have to determine the name of the painting based on how many letters are in the name and what the painting is. Those are inscrutable. I had to look up the first one to figure out what they wanted me to do, and then I figured out the other three. But then there's a math puzzle when you go into the billiards room. There's a math puzzle.
So is this your summer obsession?
That's my spring obsession so far. If I'm obsessed with this into the summer, and somebody needs to take it away from me.
I'm just curious about this with you. Yeah. Have you ever played a puzzle game like this? Have you ever gotten into one?
Yeah, have you ever played a missed-ass game?
A missed-ass game.
Other than Mist itself, to know that I didn't really care for that, I don't know. I bet if we named a couple, I might have a better
there's one
chance of knowing if I do or not. I mean, parts of Resident Evil are
they're kind of
it's like puzzles which like you would find in an adventure game.
It's Zelda.
It's the whole game.
Yeah, I would argue that like a missed-ass game though is like, what if Resident Evil had no combat? And that's kind of what the game
I have enjoyed a point and click adventure once or twice.
Those totally count, I think.
Yeah, it's similar. I guess the last
it's with a Y.
Yeah, and Y. Right. You were into Space Quest, right? Or Police Quest, or one of the old Sierra ones. King's Quest. Point and clicks did you like?
King's Quest is
I don't know if I liked any of them. I just knew they existed. But I remember playing like children's point and click, like the Zumbini type thing.
Yeah. Zumbini is a puzzle game, straight up.
Oh, well, I like that a lot.
Secret of Monkey Island was point and click. Yeah,
absolutely.
Puzzle game. Yeah.
As the Day of the Tentacle?
Yeah. Day of the Tentacles.
I only know from watching other people play it.
Ton of them.
Yeah, the old LucasArts and Sierra games. Yeah, they did a lot of those too. I think the last big budget, well, shows you how in the loop I am. The Witness is the last type of this game I remember hearing of.
Yeah,
and that similarly, I was like, this looks dumb. I don't want to play this. But Blueprints is a roguelite game. Roguelite game. Because there is progression that you can earn to make the start easier, but you do every day from scratch.
What about what's that game where you're in high school? It's called like Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
Maybe is that a puzzle game?
Life is Strange
is just a weird game.
It's a narrative game. It's like a Telltale style narrative game.
It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek derogatory term for them called walking simulators. But it's accurate. It's you walk through an environment, you learn things, and you advance a plot.
Yeah, but the fact you have to write it down in a book makes you feel like such a nerd. Now, the fact I do
that makes you feel like a nerd?
The fact I do it doesn't make me feel like a nerd. The fact it wants me to. It's like, look, nerd, you're going to jot this down in your book and you're going to read it and you're going to obsess about it at night. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I just want to find what happened to the crown. Where's the crown at? That's all I want to know.
Well, I'll bring up a quick little obsession. I did have an obsession for the something night. Hollow Knight. I did have an obsession on Hollow Knight, and I know we got some news relatively recently that the sequel is coming out.
Yeah, that was in their Switch 2 presentation, right?
Yeah, they were like, when it comes out, it'll be on Switch 2. They didn't say a date. They were just like, when it comes out. And
but that's
I know,
Silk Song, right?
Yeah, Silk Song that people have been clamoring for. I never got into the original. I never played the original Hollow Knight, but people say it's probably the sort of game I'd be real into.
I played it and liked it a lot. At this point, I don't care about Silk Song anymore.
It's a straight up Metroidvania. You know what? That's funny you say that because, you invest so much time into a Metroidvania that when the next version of it comes out.
Like, why do I want to play more of that?
But once it gets its hooks in you,
that's when it holds you tight.
But that's a good point.
Yeah, because I'm like, it has to be very different for me to want to play it. I like Metroidvanias, but I've already played this one.
Yeah.
So unless it's completely different, because like Castlevania.
Those are the only one. I never get sick of a Castlevania. If like there's a new Castlevania, I'll be like, all right, I'll play that.
Yeah, but like those have good hooks because it's a world that I care about.
Right.
I care about the lore of it. I care about the characters I'm playing as. I see familiar enemies. I enjoy it.
I'm gonna shit about bugs.
Hollow Knight is an abstract world in the first place, and there's one that, frankly, they didn't tell you much about.
You know, it's funny. I played that, and right after it, I played.
Did you beat it?
I did beat it.
Nice.
I did beat it. I did not complete it.
It's challenging.
I beat
right?
it. I did not complete it. It is challenging. And honestly, fighting with Silk is difficult. So Silk Song is, I guess, essentially the proto man. Hollow Knight is essentially Silk, and it's her story on the next go around. And I'm sure I will play it. It was a really enjoyable thing. But piggyback on what we were just talking about, I was playing this other game, Oni and the Wills.
Oh, the Blind Wisp.
Ori.
Wisp of the Forest.
And I loved the first Ori.
Yeah.
But I started the second Ori, and I didn't finish it because it's like, it's a sequel.
Kind of already played this.
Interesting.
Yeah. I felt similarly about the Rayman games that came out.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, these are great side-scroller cartoony things. That's totally my jam. And a sequel came out, and I was like, it's cool. I'm glad this is out. And then I was like, but it didn't hold my interest.
Are you talking about like Rayman Legends?
Yeah.
Like
Rayman Origins,
right
Rayman
after.
Legends were kind of the 1-2 punch. And
Origins was really fun, and then I didn't play Legends.
I would argue Legends was also really fun, but we had just played Origins.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you're like me, you didn't play it when you came out. You got it on. It was one of those days where you just buy everything on the Nintendo eShop. Like when I bought all the Dooms I could, and I only played one of the Dooms.
Yeah, because you didn't even have that gap of anticipation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which Doom did you play?
I guess the one that's just called Doom.
Just
the
Doom,
reboot.
Doom 1.
2013.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was 3D.
Yes, it was the first one in the new era.
Got it.
Yeah,
it was before 2016.
16.
Yeah.
What's the one after that called? Oblivion? No, Doom.
Eternal.
Eternal. I have Eternal. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of Doom 2016.
Nice.
But Eternal was fun.
But it's so funny. I guess I'm doing that often. Other reason I wanted to bring up Ori.
Yeah.
Ori is a Microsoft Studios game, and I played it on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And that felt good. And it seems like, I'll have to look up what the story is, but PlayStation just did this with a game. But what are some cross-platform games that you either wish you got or that you appreciate that they went cross-platform with?
I know for me, like the one, now that I've been playing the From Software stuff and getting into it, Bloodborne is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. And it's never come out on anything else. And like,
it's probably not going to, not even PlayStation 5, I don't think it's going to come out.
It's not on PC. And a lot of their games have come out on PC and not this one. It's like, well, I probably never
going to play it. If it got ported to PC, I would play it all over again. I'd like 99% of that game.
Yeah.
And I would play it again.
You would still play it again.
Yeah, if it came out on PC.
So you love that one.
Yeah, because I think the 1% I didn't do was beat the game on hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not playing this again. I just played it. But it's been 12 years. I'll play it again. Yeah, so I've talked about Spider-Man 2 before. Like that, I was very excited to get to play on PC. I still have to finish that too. There's too many games in the Blueprints took up too much time. Time I could have been playing Spider-Man. But yeah, so Spider-Man 2 would be my game.
Yeah. Yeah, you got anything?
So I looked it up though. Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle were PlayStation exclusive, and they're coming to Xbox.
Well, no, I think you might have it backwards. Forza is always
the
been
internet has it backwards.
Yeah, Forza has always been an Xbox
You're reading
exclusive.
AI?
You're reading the AI. It's got it
wrong.
backwards. Yeah, Forza is
definitely Microsoft.
Microsoft's. They have a realistic and an arcade line of games, and that was since inception of Xbox One, I believe.
And they started putting that on like PC and stuff, and they're probably like, okay, now
I don't know who publishes Indiana Jones, but I know
Silent
it's
Hill
on PC.
2.
Remake,
and
I guess, 'cause-
Final Fantasy VII Remake is on
that,
Switch, right?
it's coming to.
It's coming to Switch
but
too.
It was already on PC and before you.
Yeah. But I think that's good because I don't know. I still harken back to when Nintendo was king. And if it wasn't on there, I wouldn't play it, which is horribly outdated. But it's interesting that now everybody is putting stuff on. Like lesser versions are all coming to Switch.
Yeah, and it's not that outdated because now it's like, oh, if it's out on Nintendo, I don't own the PlayStation, so I'm not going to play it because it's not on there. Same thing with me and with PlayStation PC. Like I love Spider-Man 1 on PS4. I'm not buying a PS5 just to play Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now it's on PC, so I don't have to. But otherwise, I would just never played it.
Consoles are in a weird place right now because like nobody knows what they are or what's on them.
And the prices are going up on them.
Oh, the price has gone up. Yeah, like the PlayStation 5's price went up, which is not something that we're
What do you
used
mean
to.
it went up? Like it was out, you could have bought it for one price, and now if you go to look for it, it's
as of a few weeks ago, it's higher. Yeah.
Yeah, the cost of the hardware went up, and it's at this point, what, 5 years old? It went up, which is not.
Did they add anything to it?
No.
In fact, they took away
is it
things.
just tariff?
Well, tariff is part of it. But
It's mostly the Switch 2 announcement of the price. They're like, oh, it gives us free reign to bump the price. At least
They opened the door.
At least like
Pandora's box.
Yeah. Oh, at least that's the cynical take I'm hearing.
Well,
and
they did the
I
same thing.
had as well.
The Xbox Series has also gone up in price. So everything
Yeah,
is
they
just
announced like a week after PlayStation.
Can I see what
announced
the prices of current consoles are?
It's funny, like, the Switch announced, all the tariff stuff happened, and everyone's like, well, actually, you're used to game systems going down. We're putting them back up. Another $50+
They're like, Nintendo said it was all right.
Yeah. If Nintendo can get away with it, why not us?
Although one of my employees was telling
So
me.
the digital PlayStation 5, look at that, it's $450. That's the one that
$450.
has no drive.
Yeah.
That's the cheap version.
Yeah. One of our employees got it.
I mean, you just download stuff and you play it.
Yeah, but the disc version is more money. That's $499.
Yeah. And the digital, I think, was down to $400 because there's an Astrobot bundle. And that's where our employee bought the bundle for $400 with this $449 one on the shelf.
What the hell is this thing on the bottom right?
Chromatic GameStop. Oh, that's basically like a Chinese emulator box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a lame boy?
And that's $200.
How?
Well, and look at the Xbox Series X, $599.
Is that the one with the big
God
subwoofer looking speaker on it?
Well,
Speaker
no,
looking
that's
thing
the
on it?
S. That's the cheaper one.
Okay.
Do they have
$379.
do they have Switch 2 on here?
They probably have it on their site somewhere, but they're not. They'll show you
The banner at the top.
there you go.
Yay!
It's $450 for the base model, $500 for the version that comes with Mario Kart.
Let me see the version that comes with Mario Kart.
I had a dream the other night.
Because this is what this is what we're all doing, right?
Yes.
But we're not necessarily doing it in 2 days.
No.
Yeah, but no, I seriously had a dream of playing
I
this
should.
game without a Switch 2. I was playing like on the Switch. And I was like, yeah, I got it to work on the Switch somehow. That's it. That's the entirety of a dream.
That's a fun dream.
So what do we think happens with Mario Kart? Because Mario Kart World, that is the big story right now, is that's coming out in a couple of days. Everyone will be able to play it.
Yeah.
Does this absorb everyone's life? Or do we think...
No, because nobody can buy the Switch. There's going to be like 10 people playing.
It's going to absorb the lives of the people who get it. And that's
when do I sell the stock? That is the question.
Oh, when do you sell it?
When do I sell the Nintendo stock?
Dude, Nintendo stock's weird. Like,
It's way up right now.
it's way up now, but like, you cannot time their stock. I have tried.
You don't think it's the day after the big release?
No.
Do you think it's the day before?
No, it's
It's anticipation and then...
basically based on their quarterly report dates. You see what's coming there. But even then, like, it's very difficult. And right now, like, consumer electronics with the tariffs coming in and out, no one knows what to do. And so the financial markets, like, I would just say, all right, if they dump, I guess you buy, and maybe it goes up the next day. Like, it's just wacky. Nothing makes sense. Yeah. But I am excited for the Switch too. Like, legit, it's pretty cool that the screen does 120 frames per second. That's really neat.
Yeah. But I'm not done with my Switch.
I'm not done. I just yesterday I was
be done with your
Switch.
Well, I can't. I didn't finish Mario RPG yet. And there's a Let's Play on this channel dependent on it.
And I'm like in an impasse now because a lot of the games they've announced that they're doing updates to. Some of them are free updates. They make them, run smoother or higher resolution. And I'm like, well, the Switch games that I'm playing on my backlog, do I wait to play them on Switch 2 so they're prettier and silkier? Or do I just get them done with now? I don't know when I'm getting
Yeah,
them.
but maybe you cared about smooth and silky game.
Well, I don't give. The only thing is in stuff like that pushes it, like Tears of the Kingdom. That pushes the system hard.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, all right, the frame rate will drop, the screen will get a little blurry, there's pop-in, and it's still a very playable, beautiful game. But, like, you can see where the improvement would be.
Well, the question is, and maybe I'll do this. Do I just try and walk into a store on the 5th and just buy it?
You're not going to succeed.
No.
I know, but should I just do that because it would be fun?
Only
funny.
Only if you record it for your channel. Yeah, for your
walk into GameStop at 4 p.m. and be like, I would like one of your Switch 2s.
I've just finished high school and I would like to purchase a Switch 2, please.
I got
with
good
money
grades.
my grandmother gave me.
I think that would go well. Yeah.
I should try that. Get a little backpack.
But yeah, and I guess it is. People are very upset about the price. They're like, "Oh my god, $500." It sounds about right to me.
Me too.
Like
me too. But we're privileged people.
Oh yeah. At the same time, you look historically back, and you're like, we used to spend $80 for Super Nintendo games.
You keep saying that.
Yeah,
You're saying we spent $80 in 1990s money?
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that equal today?
Well, that's like $180.
Well, no,
we spent 80 American $1994 on Uniracers.
Yeah.
Not Uniracers, but on
Some
Chrono
of them,
Trigger
like the first
and Final
parties
Fantasy,
and the big
what was then Final Fantasy 3.
183.42.
So I could get 2 Final Fantasy 3s.
Wait, in 2023, what kind of BS AI is this? It gets updated.
But wait a minute. So that means the Switch is worth 3 Final Fantasy 3s.
Yes.
Or 2 Final Fantasy 3s and a Chrono Trigger.
Well, plus 30 years.
Yeah, plus 30 years. Yes.
No, I'm saying in cost.
Yeah.
3 SNES games equals 1 Switch 2 plus Mario Kart.
If
That's a good deal. I think you get more content.
If you only had $450 from 95 and you saved it till now in a non-interest-bearing account to put on the Switch 2, then yes, that's equivalent.
But if you put it in a interest-bearing account,
you could have bought
all the Switches.
You could buy Nintendo at this rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I took umbrage to that because I watched a documentary about Nintendo. All the games are listed at $59.99.
No.
Except for like this first party Nintendos, those are $69.
So the NES, yes.
No, for Super
When did
Nintendo. It was the Super Nintendo launch paper from Kitty's Toys R Us.
Yeah, the launch. That was
So what, they went up?
Yeah, so basically it was based on the size of the RAM cart. The ROM carts, rather.
Mhm.
And the bigger games,
Okay, so as the games
got
storage
bigger in
needs
size,
got bigger, they charge
the cost of the cartridge went up because they needed a bigger ROM chip to hold Final Fantasy.
It's so funny because it was literally, it cost more because of hard money costs.
Yes, hard money cost.
As
much like
opposed to
the Switch
IP.
2.
Well, I think the Switch 2 is more like IP. Well, certainly, actually, that's maybe not right. GTA 6 is definitely due to IP.
Well,
like the graphics went up, but did it actually take more computer power?
Possibly.
To create
It's been like 10 plus years of development on that game.
It might be the most expensive game ever developed.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about development
but
price,
manpower, sure.
yeah. But in terms of like delivering it to you on a disc, no, it costs the same as every other
That's
game.
what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah,
but on Super
but
Nintendo, they're saying the price went up because literally the disc mechanism had more parts in it.
Yes, it did.
Well, yeah, and
Wow.
bigger parts, like the parts were more expensive. But also, you had to do more work in order to fill up that space.
Dude, how much
Like they weren't doing big textures. They were
how
doing
much
more
was
game.
the RF adapter?
Like $15?
Yeah, it
or
was like
something?
$15. That's what I remember.
I went through many of them, so yeah, I think it was like $15.
It was 15 to $20.
It was a
Yeah.
pack in with Donkey Kong 64,
No,
right?
You think of the expansion pack?
The expansion pack, which is the RAM.
Am I talking about the thing instead of the 3 little plugs?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
RF adapter.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember how much it was.
What
I
is
know
that thing
it
called?
came packed in with some games. The
It's
expansion
called the
pack.
expansion pack.
How much was the expansion pack for Nintendo 64?
It was the cost of Turok 2.
It was. The
I know
cost
that.
Of, yeah, it was the cost of Donkey Kong 64 for me. Yeah.
It came packed into multiple games. I thought was funny because you could have 4 expansion packs sitting around your house.
But you could. I think you could buy it without.
Well, yeah, you could. But I mean, parents, you know,
Right.
they're like, oh, you need this to play this game, so I bought the version with this in it, and it's like, you already did that with Donkey Kong, but thanks. And I have 2.
You can get it right now on Amazon for $75 alone.
Well,
Just
that's
the N64
insanely
expansion
expensive.
pack.
Holy smokes! Don't spend that, guys.
If you bought it new, $29.99 without
Okay,
a game.
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, 29. Which is why it was a pack-in and why most people
Yeah.
bought either Donkey Kong or Turok.
It's true.
Yeah, because all it did was let you play those games.
Yeah.
Like, why would you buy it
Yeah, if
otherwise?
Trying to play a game without it is just like, you need an expansion pack.
Like Perfect Dark required it for a bunch of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of the game you could play without it. Some of them you couldn't. But
Yeah,
like,
didn't it like put up a logo or something saying
Yeah.
expansion pack required
That is crazy.
to see this alien?
Yeah, there were parts. I think part of the multiplayer and I think the single player required the expansion pack. You could play like 2-player multiplayer. Like
That's all
they're
it could fit in RAM.
What's crazy is like they had bots that you could play against in the multiplayer, and like that was limited by how much RAM was in it. So if you didn't have the expansion pack, you couldn't have
play
as many
against
bots.
one bot.
I got a fun little memory game that relates to summer. Tell me about a game that you stayed inside on a nice summer day to play.
All of them?
Oh yeah.
I mean, look who you're talking to.
Yeah. The first one that comes to mind for me is Street Fighter 2, the original port on the Super Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
I remember my cousin John got the Super Nintendo around his birthday. No, it must not have been. It was summer. His birthday's in the fall, but he got it, and we all just like were in the house. Us, and like 10 other boys were just piled in playing this game.
I think that was everybody when Street Fighter 2 came out on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mine was Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation. My friend brought it over, and I remember I closed the curtains. We had blackout curtains in the house, so I closed the curtains, so it was completely pitch black, and we played Resident Evil 2. And when the brain liquor thing jumped through the window in the police station, the controller flew 2 feet into the air from my recollection, like kind of like, and did like a cartoon, like bone rattling noise. And then I dropped it and I died, and I never played the game again because he didn't have a memory card. So we played for like 4 hours, got to that point, died in a jump scare, and I was like, okay, we're done.
Dude, that was funny how many kids like did not have a memory card and therefore
It
didn't
was
save.
extra money.
Yeah.
Parents didn't know you needed it.
Yeah. How about
Listen,
you? Do you have a summer shutting game?
I have an interesting one. I remember all my friends were playing outside to make it even worse. And I had gotten back from the game store and I had a Mega Man 64, which I'm not a PlayStation guy, so I didn't get to play Mega Man Legends.
Yeah.
It's the same game, but I had it and I remember walking in with it and one of my buds stopping me. He was like, hey, we're all doing this outside. And I'm like, but I just got this. I've been waiting for probably 2 years for the port at that point. And I was like, I had a moment where I was like, I don't know what to do. And I ended up playing Mega Man. And I distinctly remember as hearing as I walked off, like, oh, he's doing a thing. He's playing an X-Man game. And I turned around and I'm like, it's Mega Man. Then I walked into my house on a beautiful summer day, loaded it up, and I was like, oh.
Next thing you know, it's
And I loved
winter.
Yeah.
You've beaten the game and it's winter.
Yeah, looking very much like Jack Nicholson at the Shining.
You got a scraggly beard.
Yeah,
Like
I'm 13.
yeah, you're 13.
12
You got yeah.
with a beard. But yeah, I mean,
Sounds like a
it's
good
so
summer.
funny. Well, there were a lot of Mario World was a banger when that came out. Like I would drop anything to play Super Mario World, as it was like the new game.
Yeah, but like for me, that was a Christmas game.
Yeah,
So
to
I was
me as
inside
well.
anyway because it was Christmas. It's
Mhm.
like I wouldn't have been
Now,
outside.
did you
so-
play it in the summer too because you were obsessed with Super Mario?
No, I was done by then. Actually, no, I never. Yeah, I was done by then.
You got
I done
all
the
the
Star Road.
secrets.
I did Star Road, and as far as I knew at the time, probably those were all the secrets I knew about. Like that, I found naturally. I was like, oh wow, this is awesome.
Great question. What were those things that the game turned into after you beat Star Road?
So
Oh, they're like faces.
yeah, the Mario headed turtles.
Yes. What was that?
It was like terrifying fall world because it was vaguely fall themed because all the colors got a little more muted.
Mhm.
And then the jumping piranha plants became jack-o'-lanterns.
Yes.
But for some reason the Koopas were wearing Mario masks, and I don't understand the logic of that one.
It's fun.
Oh wait, it's Halloween. They're wearing masks. It's their costume.
So after you beat Star Road, you go to Jack Skellington's home.
This is Halloween. Yeah. And even the
may we
map.
see this, please? I guess the best way to look this up is Mario World after Star Road.
I think it was after special.
Yeah.
It's probably
after you spelled
both.
special.
But yeah, there's
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Road, and then
there's
there's
two other
special.
special, yeah.
Special was because you got to the end of special and entered the end of it, and it brought you back to the
Yeah,
world.
100% world and Star. If you, this might show you. If you,
Yeah, we'll
if
have to
there's any
find,
enemies,
Well, this is like I think this is like bogus and tubular. Yeah, what do you call it? I don't even know how to Google.
post game.
post game. Yeah, try post game.
Yeah, because this will show 100%, but you don't have to beat anything in that fall world to 100%.
Right.
It's just a new skin.
Mario
Wait,
World.
What's great, you can't go back. Like you're in that, and it's just like, oh well, now this is the game. Mario World.
Post game 1, that might be it. Time to go above and beyond. Yeah, because you go on the star on top of Star Road.
We have to find.
Yeah, there we go. I think it's gonna. Yeah, Special World. Jesus.
This is a level beyond. Yeah, he has to beat all of special to get to where we want to go.
Did he beat all of Special?
He didn't do it in 6 minutes.
He definitely didn't do it. Is there a post game 2?
It's supposed to be a playthrough.
It's amazing that this is this hard to find, actually.
Yeah.
Well, partially because
it was harder to find when we were kids.
Google's search algorithm is borked
Yeah.
beyond belief.
Mario World.
Finale?
Yeah, let's try
Walkthrough
that.
Finale, yeah.
Yeah, so you fly on that to Special and then go all the way to the right. And let's see if we
No, that's just the end.
be
of,
a super player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do we see the thing after this? It's like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, like there wasn't a commonly used word for this. Everything. was
What's
just
the
kind of-
world called?
Oh, wait. No,
Yeah. So then they go through the. That's going to be the end of it. They don't show you. It's right before you go there.
It's the worst.
Mario Mask Koopas?
Oh, yeah, Mario Mask Koopa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was
look
it the
at
mask or was it the shell?
It was a mask. Like, yeah.
Mario World Masked. K-O-O-P-A.
And
This is not
the internet's
easy.
Yeah,
busted.
K-O-O-P-A is Koopa. Mario Mask Cuppa. Cuppa J.
Special. No, not special.
Special World Rewards. That might be
Oh,
it.
yeah, try that.
Jeez. Anyway,
So this is
Faithful viewers.
we're finally going to see. Yes, now everything is brown.
so once you beat the Special World, this is fine, Dylan. You can leave it as this. All of a sudden, all the shells become masked shells.
Oh, yeah, so they don't have shells, only the mask.
Yeah.
Yoshi's normal.
Yeah, most things are normal except the shells.
How much was that bothering you that he was walking instead of running?
Yeah,
You do not.
it feels wrong. And the jumping piranha plants change.
Yeah, but
There's
why?
not much.
Do we know why? We don't know why.
It was for fun.
Yeah, I think it.
Wait,
I don't think there's like a story.
I was
reason.
going to say go back with the most.
Yeah, go back. Play it better. There
it is. Brand fun.
Yeah, it's creepy looking.
Oh, even he turned back for us. Thank you.
yeah.
gamer.
He's like, look at this. I don't think there's much else that's changed. The colors on the overworld and those two enemies.
Yeah, it's funny the colors in the stage didn't change, just the overworld. Like
Yeah.
they could have.
But
probably
did you
muted
get
those
anything
two.
for beating the entire game in this version?
I know. I don't.
I
In fact, you
Was
go
it
back
even
to this.
harder?
You go back. No, it wasn't harder. You go back to this, and it is the same world. All the levels you beat are still beaten. It's just a new skin on parts of it. Like there's no new levels.
Oh,
Everything's
yeah.
already beat. You see?
It's just passage of time.
Yeah.
Now later.
But yeah, I always felt like it was fall, and maybe that was just my implication, just like because it was brown and things were kind of Halloweeny.
That is so weird.
Yeah, now it feels like a fever dream. We hallucinated. We found it.
But yeah, it is real, but no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Post game weird.
No one's talking about this 34-year-old gaming weirdness.
Well, 34-year-old gaming weirdness from one of the perennial all-time favorite video games. Right.
No, but I just mean, it's
Why
probably
was
been
it there?
talked about before. We just haven't thought to put it in words.
We need to call it something. If it doesn't have a name.
I like post game.
Post game?
Yeah. Any other game that has stuff that happens after you roll credits, post game.
Spooky word.
Well, you know what, though? They should take advantage of this in Florida when they go to the Epic Nights in Universal Studios, because Super Nintendo World is open.
It is. Yeah, and
I want to go.
Me
Very
too.
badly.
Seems like it'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah, Super Nintendo World looks like a lot of fun. It looks like something that I'm probably gonna cry entering, and I know it's gonna be the dorkiest thing in the world, but like, you're stepping into Mario's world.
You gotta have one of your kids record that, because you need to look upon it when you're older to relive that joy.
I don't even know how to feel. Like it was never real, and now it's real.
Well, you
go down a warp pipe.
You go in a warp pipe and you come through Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
And it's going to be playing the theme from Peach's Castle from Mario 64. And you enter, and apparently there's even like portraits on the wall, like the levels in Mario 64. And you come out and it's just, you're in Mario World.
I got to assume it's going to be like parents who took their kids to Disney World in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because they're adults like us.
Or you mean to the Star Cruiser thing? The ones that did go to the Star Cruiser.
What's the Star Cruiser?
The Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah,
that's the Star Wars Hotel.
Yeah, that went under somehow.
Oh, it's already over?
Oh yeah, they shut down. Sadly, but
it was just like too expensive. I
think it's going to be a bigger umbrella than that, because just like Nintendo has just such a broad appeal to so many people our age.
Yeah,
and the kids, hopefully, that we are spawning. A lot of them.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I would like to talk to you guys about that I kind of get a kick out of this summer is, are you familiar with D-Makes?
Yeah.
D-Makes, I think, are some of the coolest ideas. And right now there's a Mega Man X8 D-Make.
Oh,
good.
That looks so cool.
It can only get better.
Mega Man X8 D-Make.
Did it make it into a side scroller?
Yes.
Finally, couldn't. That was the worst design choice ever.
Yeah, that was the one where you had to shoot into the background at all times.
It was just straight up behind the character 3D adventure game, action game.
Man.
Yeah.
Which rarely work out well unless they're sword based. Like,
you can put it on the intro stage there, actually.
So like these are stages based on the
it's
stages in the original.
Somewhere between SNES and
it uses a lot of the like Mega Man X there is direct from the Super Nintendo, like his sprite.
But I don't think it is. It looks a little different.
I think the difference is they have a filter on
bigger.
It. They have a smoothing filter. But no, the animations these are the same frames, and they might have added more, but like. That's definitely X from Mega Man X.
But these are my obsessions right now, is just like looking up D-Makes, because you can do that kind of stuff now. Yeah. Whereas that was like a full CGI nightmare originally, and now it's like back to how I want it. So it's just amazing that people can do this.
You haven't played this yet?
No.
I would love to see you play it and like see what you thought. Yeah. Like it's like this is good.
You have to play this game.
Yeah, this looks fun.
I love the Mega Man X Legacy Collection until I got to 7 and 8, and I was like, oh god, I forgot how bad these are. I played through 7. I could not bring myself to play through 8.
Mm-hmm.
7 and 8 both have Axel, right?
Yeah.
And it's the other. Well, 7's
2.5D.
7's 2.5D.
What am I fighting for?
But yeah, 8 was just straight up like, play this stupid game, which none of these. I don't feel like any projectile 3D behind the back action game has worked before, like this current, like the last generation.
Yeah, how did you feel about Mega Man 64? Because that was
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it, but I liked it a lot because of nostalgia, because it was a quest to get it, because I didn't have a PlayStation, which means I also missed out on Mega Man 8. So I got Mega Man 7 on SNES, but I missed Mega Man 8 and the 3D iterations of Mega Man. So I did enjoy it quite a bit. It's a weird story, and I kind of like weird stories.
Yeah.
And again, there's a bunch of YouTube rabbit holes of Mega Man Legends right now. Weird that 3 never came out. It got canceled, like abruptly canceled, because Keiji Inafune wanted to make Mighty Number 9.
Well,
Later.
yeah, probably because he got fired.
Yeah.
Got
And then-
fired?
I forget if he got fired or he
From Capcom.
didn't leave. He didn't leave by his doing. Not that's firing and laying off or restructuring.
It's one of those things where like everyone's gone back and reevaluated it ever since Mighty Number 9 came out. Like, oh, maybe this guy doesn't know everything.
Yeah, but it
Well, he didn't.
well, it was very much like what's his name, Iga Igarashi, ended up with Capcom. He's like, we're gonna leave and I'm gonna make my own Castlevania, my own Metroidvanias, and those were good.
Yeah. I mean, Bloodstained is awesome.
The Bloodstained series is great.
Did you Bloodstained?
I don't know what it is.
Oh my God, it's so good. So it's a modern Metroidvania Castlevania game, but it's not in all but name. Is it Castlevania?
Yeah, and the producer of
Bloodstained.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night was like, I'm gonna leave it my own game because I can't take the IP.
But what's cool
And
is
he made a comparable one.
before Bloodstained came out, which was kind of the big game. It was 2.5D.
Mhm.
They made NES games based on the property.
Speaking of
called
demakes,
Curse of the Moon, basically a demake. They made a sequel to that, Curse of the Moon 2. They're like some of my favorite games
They're
of the last
very
10
good.
years.
Can I see Curse of the
Yeah,
Moon,
look up
please?
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
Yeah,
It is
they're like
so
Castlevania
good.
3,
Yeah,
like gameplay.
Bloodstained Curse of the
graphics.
Moon.
Yeah. And then they tried it with Inafune. They tried it with Mighty Number 9. He made I forget what it's called, Mighty something, but it's a demake 8-bit version of it that did not have the charm.
Yeah.
It was that and Gunvolt, and they mashed them
Yeah, it was
together.
Gunvolt.
And I love Gunvolt.
Mighty Gunvolt.
Yeah, I love Mighty Gunvolt. I didn't like Mighty Number
Whoa.
9, and the
So, yeah,
mashup didn't work.
Way back. So,
So and
NES. I thought we were going to like Castlevania X style.
No,
or,
no. So this game came out. It must have been maybe 6 years ago,
Wow.
5 years ago. But it's badass.
See, I'm kind of obsessed with it already. I'm just looking at
And-
like, this is the things you wish a Nintendo could do,
Yeah.
but did not have the power.
It's so good, and because it's like that Castlevania 3, you can switch between 3 characters at any moment, mid jump. You can switch,
Yeah.
and
Did
all
you do
3
that
of
in
them.
Castlevania 3?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But so you got this guy who's basically Alucard, but he's not Alucard. He's a vampire.
Legally distinct.
Just you can't be Alucard.
Alucard,
yes.
yeah.
God, it's so good. Just play this game. My God.
Okay,
This
I
one's-
will.
Yeah, and then
This will
what's-
be my summer
what's-
obsession.
Was Curse of the Moon 2, you play that co-op, right? Or did you have
No.
a AI helper?
No,
I thought there were 2 characters on this, or like there's a call button, a help button, I thought.
There's 4 characters.
Oh,
you're
there's
switching
4 you can
between,
switch.
and it's just a whole new story, whole new everything.
But yeah,
These are great. Okay. Oh yeah, the one is a corgi in a mech suit. That is one of your main characters.
What? A corgi in a mech suit?
Yes.
yeah, you got a samurai corgi in a mech suit, and I forget who the third one is.
Yeah. And what's cool is like you play through this game once, and something happens in the story where like you lose one of the characters, but then you get a different one, and it's like, well, now we have to go back and rescue that guy.
You don't lose the corgi, do you?
have to play to see.
Oh, boy.
But it's got great like.
Oh, yeah.
It's very simple but well animated,
Yeah.
well designed.
Very cool.
And this is all on Switch. It's cheap. It's very cheap. It's great.
Yeah, and they just made these as like a we're taking too long to make
Now I don't need a
Bloodstained.
Switch to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's also on hey, I think these
PC?
are only on Switch.
I think they're on PC too.
They're on PC too,
Yeah.
because I know PlayStation Bloodstained is on PlayStation, because that's what I played it on PS4.
But, yeah,
But I
and
don't think Curse of the Moon was. I think I had to play it on my Switch.
the bosses in this are all very inventive. This is one of my favorite games of the last 10 years.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
I got to get on this.
It's real. Like if you like 8-bit platforming action, this is about as good
I
as it
do.
gets.
You know what I loved? I loved Shovel Knight.
Yes.
I loved Shovel Knight
And
when it came
You
out.
will love this. 'cause
Okay.
It's that same
feeling.
feeling of like care, right? Because the gameplay's different. It's not like
Yeah.
but
It's not Scrooge McDuck.
right. You're not
Yeah.
bouncing.
It's
But
Simon Belmont.
it feels like an old style Castlevania.
Oh, it looks great.
Now I want to see every time. This is a game I don't get tired of because I play through
Is this
them.
2 players?
I believe it's 1 player.
It's
Think.
2 player right
Yeah,
there.
2-player
Top
PC.
left.
Okay, you
yeah.
might be able to do this. The
Yeah,
second
it's
one, maybe you
co-op.
can.
Yeah.
I never did it. Yeah.
So, I got to get a Switch 2 to play this game.
Which you can play on Switch 1.
Well, the one thing I will say, about Switch 2, Mario Kart is a game that I don't have to play all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's okay to get a Switch 2 and Mario Kart for company, you know, and have like your company game and then have like your deep dive.
You're gonna have
into
people
something
over
else.
company.
Yeah.
Oh no. Sweet Summer Terry. So Mario So Mario Kart World looks like they took inspiration from Burnout Paradise, which is one of my favorite racing games. I think Chris liked it a lot
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I love that.
It's an open world racing game where it has all the pitfalls, but also high points of an open world game. Where you're just like, I'm just going to cruise around and I'm going to do stunt jumps. And then, now I can have a race at the end of the stunt jump, this intersection where I start a race. And you won't get sucked into playing this game just as like, I want to play for an hour. You can do stuff for an hour without doing races.
It's like, what if Breath of the Wild was Mario Kart?
No.
Yeah. So you can play it with just company.
But no.
But you can also play it as I want to play a game for half an hour game. And you can do stuff in half an hour.
Dude, that is so funny that you frame it like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, because that game's a trap.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
A trap.
Yeah. I was just playing.
The only way I
last
got
night
through
and-
it, I had to play 2 hours a night every night until it was done. You guys remember
Oh yeah.
how long it took me to do Tears of the Kingdom? Because I finished it. All of it. Not all of it. I
Yeah,
didn't get
you-
every
you-
costume, but I cleared the bottom world.
Did you get all the shrines and everything?
Yes. All
That's a
shrines.
lot.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
do
all
all
the
the
shrines.
shrines. Yeah.
I
I
went
got-
for it.
My cousin is a madman. He actually got every Korok seed in the entire
Wow.
first game.
Oh, in the first game.
Merely 900 of them.
Yeah, but all you get is like a piece of shit.
Yes, you do. That's all you get.
Does that happen in Tears of the Kingdom?
I don't know.
There's like
I'll never
990.
know.
No.
I think 950, 999 or something.
There's
There's
over
more.
1,000.
Oh, it's over 1,000.
There's a lot of
But
them.
is there anything where, like, yeah,
No,
I do.
Don't-
For what I understand, no. It's just like
I-
accomplishment. Because I think Nintendo doesn't like locking really good rewards behind like that level of commitment.
I don't
Like
even
they're like
remember
10
what
people
the
in the world are
reward
going to do
was.
it. We're not going to make it something only 10 people get.
Oh no, you get the homeboy's armor. You get the armor of the king,
Oh,
like
The ancient king too.
yeah, and you kind of walk
Yeah.
around in his thing that he had in the beginning.
Yeah.
The dude who gives you his arm,
Yeah.
yeah. Raru.
Raru. Yes, you get Raru's armor, and it was
Not-
pretty cool.
That's not for, that's for all the shrines.
Yeah, it's for all the shrines.
Yeah, I started to do it for that, but I'm like, I'm
I
not
don't
going to play
remember
this
what
game
I got
again, so I
for
don't
all
need
the
armor.
Underworld.
I see. I'm still not through that game.
Oh, the Underworld was great. I
I need
loved that. I loved and hated the Underworld.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's easy. It's much more fun to do the Underworld if you max out the ghost armor underneath. It just like makes it a more enjoyable
anti-gloom.
I
experience.
just made an air scooter and just scooted everywhere.
That's
So
cool.
if I got stuck, I just flew away from it.
This is one of my favorite bosses. Too. This game.
I gotta
Now I
fin-
just want to play this
Yeah, I
game.
didn't finish this game. I got to get back to it. Oh, maybe we do a let's play. It's 2-player. We can trade
Yeah,
controllers
Honestly,
off.
let's do it.
Playing
That'd
it,
be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, next time we'll do a let's play this game. Sound good?
I'll bring
Yeah.
my Switch with it.
I love it.
Curse of the Moon 2.
Well, we talked about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We went in all sorts of different directions.
Welcome
but
to summer.
It's nice to be back into Tubby Talk.
It is nice. Thank you. Sorry for keeping you waiting, everyone. But
Deal
we're
with
back.
If anything, I was keeping them waiting by not releasing the episode. Thank you, everybody. Steve,
easy,
what do you
y'all.
have to say?
I'll do it again. Hopefully, cut the other one out, Dylan. This is the first time I've ever done this. Deal with it.
Good
See you
night,
next
everyone.
week.
See you.
Yo, John!